welcome back to Kate and Jimbo. At the point of recording, it is now one sleep until the final, Tottenham versus Manchester United in Bilbao. So what I did is I asked a few of my favourite Tottenham fans and a few of my favourite Man United fans to give their views on how you'd see the final going. The first one we've got is Robbie from Lily White Lane. Please make sure you go over and subscribe to all these lovely people who've taken the time to do my video for me. And yeah, let's see what Robbie's got to say.
The wonderful Kate from The Perfect Match has asked me to do a short video giving my score prediction for Wednesday's final against Manchester United, and I believe it is going to be 1-0 to Tottenham. I don't think we're going to see 4 or 5 goals in this game. I think both teams are going to be nervous. Both teams have had crap domestic seasons, so it all comes down to this cup final, and I just have a feeling going to get it over the line. The feeling that I had after that Frankfurt game, after the Bodo Glimt game, despite how bad our season's been in the Premier League, we really have stepped up in the Europa League, and I want this more than ever, man. I really do. Personally, going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to watch it with my dad and granddad. Never knew if my granddad would actually be able to go because of his ill health the last few years. We're all going to be there together in the stadium, and I really hope we can pull it off so my family can celebrate it and your family watching this can celebrate it, and every Spurs family and every Spurs fan across the world can celebrate it. Take care. Thank you for hearing me out. 1-0 to Spurs. Let's hope we can get it done. Bring on Bilbao.
Thank you there, Robbie. So he's predicting a very tight Spurs win. I think a few people are thinking it's going to be sort of a snatch and grab sort of game. But we've got our first Man United fan coming on next. We've got KJ over at the Football Terrace. Let's see what KJ's got to say.
Yes, guys, it's the big one. It is Spurs versus Man United in the Europa League final. This one is looking techie. Both teams have been poor in the league but found a way to win in the Europa League. Both teams have got something to fight for today. Spurs need a trophy to end their trophy drought. Man United need Champions League football to help with the rebuild. So, it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tight one. I think that we will see a 1-1 game. I don't think it'll be amazing. I don't think it'll be goals galore. I just think it'll be two teams nervous, trying not to make mistakes, trying not to be the first to concede. And then both teams will get a goal. And I believe that. And then it will go to extra time. And then after that, it'll be penalties. I'm going to leave it at that. It's lottery after that. I'm telling you, there's no... This is the biggest 50-50 game I've ever seen. It's so hard to call. All logic goes out the window for these two teams, man, because it don't make no damn sense. So yeah, it's gonna go to penalties, and it's a lottery after that. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
You've got to love KJ sitting on the fence there, not giving too much away, except that he thinks it will go to penalties. I don't think I can possibly cope with penalties, but I do love the fact that he's literally avoiding saying who he thinks will come out triumphant on the night. But big up KJ. Let's see who we've got next. I think it's Marlon, actually, from Spurs Kings TV.
Yo, hey Kate, Jim, how are you both? I hope you're both well. You've asked me to do a prediction for the final, Europa League final, so I came through and gave you a prediction. Look, it's going to be tough. It's going to be proper tough. I think, we're looking at the present moment as we speak, as I'm doing this video before the league games against Villa and Chelsea for both teams, it's 16th versus 17th, and this was always the worry for both clubs, that they would be going into this final 16th and 17th. That's, and they both avoided relegation because the teams below them were just that bad this season. So, how do I think this final is going to go? For me, it's, look, there's a lot of things in Man United's favour. The Europa League run, they haven't lost a game. That last minute against Lyon, playing where it's being held, Bilbao. Stadium is red. Everything is red. It feels a lot like Madrid, where everything is all red and pointing in their direction. There's certain things going on in Bilbao City that, again, political stuff, but again, will be against Spurs as political stuff. It's just, there's a lot of things going in their favour. Well, Casemiro hasn't lost the European final, where Onana hasn't won a European final, but hasn't lost a final in a Man United shirt. There's all little things like this. Bruno Fernandes starting to hit form. And then you look at the stuff that's going against us, our injuries, you know, Kulusevski being out, Maddison being out. It's just, but the one thing is, Ange has won a lot of finals. He's lost 3, I think I read today. He's lost 3, but he's won about 11. I might be wrong on those, so don't quote me, but I think it's roughly around the same. But he knows how to, look, he's got us here. When our backs have been up against the wall in this competition, he has got us through. Maybe this is the time. Maybe we're going to see some armpits. Look, if you'd asked me, out of all the teams who I'd want to play in the final in this competition, who's in the last lot of this knockout stage, I'm not going to lie to you. Going by league form and the way it's been this season, I'd have asked for Manchester United. However, now I'm getting closer and closer to it. Manchester United just know how to win these things. They're good at these things. So, look, I'm not going to predict a Tottenham loss because I'm going into this game favourable. But I think it's going to be 3-2 either way. And I think a team's going to go 2-0 up, which is going to kill it. And then the team that comes back are possibly going to win it. So I'm going to go for Tottenham 3, Manchester United 2. But yeah, big up.
Big up to Marlon from Spurs Kings TV every time. He's going with a 3-2 Spurs win, but saying it could be 3-2 either way. This was the scoreline that I was going with. I thought it'd be 2-2 and then 3-2 in extra time to Spurs. Although I have changed it now to 2-1 because, you know, I like to flip-flop. But Marlon's sticking with a Spurs win. Look, I'll take a 1-0, I'll take a 2-1, I'll take a 3-2, I'll take a 4-3. I don't care. Just got to win this final. But now we go over to another Man United fan. We've got Double A from Double AFC. Let's see what he thinks.
Hello, this is Double A from the YouTube channel FC Double A, and this is my United v Spurs Europa League final prediction. Now, try not to think about the game too much, just because so much hinders on this game for both clubs. More so probably than United, because I think our whole transfer window in the summer and our future next season rests on us winning this game, and that's huge. And I know Spurs, bad season as well, need this. I need the trophy probably more than us as well. So really try not to think about it too much. But the actual game, I think for United to win, it needs to be a European feel. We have to. I know it's European rest. It's a game in the Europa, but the worst thing for us is playing a Premier League team. We could absolutely get battered by Spurs. I think if it has that European feel, obviously we're unbeaten, we could potentially win it. If I was to have a score forced on me, maybe 2-1, but we could easily lose 5-0. That's how bad we've been this season. So, hoping United can just do it. We need to do it. I mean, if we can win the Europa, City finish 5th or whatever, and we knock them down to the Europa or Conference football, that would be unreal. But it could go either way, really could. But, you know, I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to back my team for once. 2-1 to United, I'm going to say. Come on, United.
So Double A, they're picking the same scoreline as me with a 2-1, but going for a 2-1 United victory. Boo. I do agree. I think it's a really tight game. I think everyone's really struggling to make a prediction because it really could go either way. I don't think I remember such a 50-50 final. But sorry, Double A, I hope you're wrong. I do hope it's not a 2-1 Man United win. But let's go over to see who we've got next.
Big up Kate and Jimbo for getting me involved. This is your boy Jords, aka Durag Diaries, and here is my final prediction for the Europa League. You know what I'm doing. I'm always repping the Spurs, putting my club on the map, and we're gonna get the job done. We're gonna beat them, man. I feel finally going into a final. The last 5 or 6 finals we've done, always facing a team that's better than us. This year, this time, is finally the one when we get a team that's not levels. This is Manchester United. They've not beaten us in 6 games, let alone 3 times this season we've done them over. So the confidence is there. I know we can get the job done. Just need to make sure on the day we turn up, because we know the biggest thing with Spursy moments. And look, I've seen Palace lift the trophy this year. I've seen Newcastle lift the trophy this year. I've seen Bologna lift the trophy this year. Even the go-ahead Eagles, whoever they are. Everyone's breaking their trophy drought. it is our time to get it done. And look, I finally think this is the year that we do it. 2025 Europa League champions, Tottenham Hotspur. And look, some of the injuries we do have, it's gonna be key misses, and we're gonna have to find solutions around them. But regardless, I think that we get the job done. And as you can see, outside the stadium right now, so no better time to feel the way I'm feeling. Come on, the Spurs.
Big up to Jords there from Do-Rag Diaries, who basically is just saying that we're going to get the job done. The time is now. It's our time. There are so many teams that have broken their trophy drought this year. Why shouldn't it be Spurs? Wouldn't expect anything less than Jords. Always backs the team. And yeah, let's hope he's right. I don't care. Like I say, whatever the score is, let's just get it done. Come on. But next one, we've got Terry from the Football Terrace, obviously a Man United fan. Let's see what he's got to say.
I am really nervous, I can't lie. I think the poor quality of Man United's season, the mistakes we've made, the defensive issues, our lack of ability to score in the Premier League make me so nervous about this final, because we're playing a Premier League team in Tottenham. If we were playing any other European side that was in the Europa League this season, I would be fairly confident, because we have been good in Europe. Equally, if Tottenham had been sketchy in Europe and bad in the Premier League, and we'd been good in the Premier League, I'd be confident. But we've both been as bad as each other in the Premier League. We've both been as good as each other in Europe. And they've beaten us 3 times on the bounce. I can't overlook that. So I am nervous. I don't want to be the team that lets Spurs win a trophy. I don't want to be the team who loses the final to Tottenham, because at some point Tottenham will win a final. They're not going to lose every final for the rest of their history. There's going to be a point. And of course, I just don't want to be the fan of the club, Manchester United, that allows that to happen. So that's where the nerves are. But can Man United win? Yes. Can we win? Yes, we can. I actually think this is going to be an entertaining game. The whole country is going to tune in. I've said this for a few weeks now. There'll be more people watching this final in England than the Champions League final, because everybody's invested. All of the ops and the rivals of Man United, all of the same for Tottenham, cheering for the opposite side. It's going to be, I think it's going to be an amazing night and entertaining game, but I am going to go with a 2-1 Man United win. I'm just going to back my team. There's no real logic to it. There's no real tactical breakdown. There's no, he's going to be special and we're going to expose this problem. I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout. And I think the latter stages of the game will become a little bit of a basketball match if the scores are still level at that point. I'm going to go 2-1 Man United, a late winner. I don't really care who scores. I don't care about any of that. I just want to pick the trophy up at the end of the night. But look, may the best team win. I am gonna wish good luck to Spurs. I just mean that in the sporting way, but of course I don't want them to win it. Come on, United, let's get it over the line.
Big up to Terry over at the Football Terrace, going for a 2-1 United win. Much like me saying he don't care who scores, he just wants the trophy. I'm not even going to wish United luck. I do say may the best team win, but I'm not wishing United luck. No, I'm not going to be insincere. But yeah, I like I say, everyone's predicting a very close game. Nobody's predicting more than 1 goal difference, which is interesting. But look, it's going to be who turns up on the night and gets the job done. But next up, let's see who we've got next.
What's going on, everyone? How you doing, Kate and Jimbo, my darlings? Yeah, Europa League final. Bloody hell, I can't believe we're actually sitting here saying this for this season for Spurs, considering the season that's happened, considering the worst Premier League season we've ever had. But we have got a final we've got to talk about. So, in terms of the final, it's going to be a difficult game. The way I saw it, the way I kind of said it to Savva a couple of days back, I think it's going to be one of these games where it's either going to be gung-ho football from both teams, and it's going to be a really high scoring game, like a 4-3 or 3-2 or something like that, or it's going to be like a 1-1, go to penalty shootouts and one team's going to win it. And if it goes to penalty shootout, I've already checked out with Spurs out winning it. Like, I'd be surprised if Spurs win a penalty shootout against United. But yeah, look, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think the biggest issue that we have, which is I think a lot of Spurs fans have taken a bit less, they're not as confident going into it. Some people are still confident, but I think losing Maddison, losing Kulusevski, losing and Bergvall as well. We've got no really attacking outlets, like any creativity in that midfield, which is going to be difficult because with one of them you'd expect at least we've got to give them a game and something like this, but it's going to be tough. I just can't see where our creativity is going to come from. And I think someone else said it a few days ago that I think our best chance is Pedro Porro. I think he's our best outlet for the game. If I was Ange, I'd be getting him to get Solanke and Richarlison both on the pitch, and I'd be getting balls into that box all game. That's what I'd be doing, and try and maximise corners, crosses, set pieces, because I think we're going to need to. So it's going to be a tough game. I think it's just going to be a hard game. This is not going to be easy. But look, I don't know. There's something inside me that feels that Andrew's got something up his sleeve for this game, because he just, the way that things are gearing up, the way he's talking, the way Amarin's talking, it's just, I don't know. It feels different this time a little bit. And I hope that we win it, because we need this more than Man United need it as a football club. I don't care what any other Man United fan says. It's bollocks if they think that they need it more than us. That's absolute bullshit. Look, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be either 2-2 and it's going to go to extra time and penalties, and I can't call it who's going to win. It's a coin flip for me. But if it was going to win in normal time, if someone was going to win in normal time, I'm going to go with a 3-2 Tottenham, or 2-1. I can't call it, because again, it's the creativity that we don't have. I don't know where our goals are going to come from, but I'm just hoping that we've got a different kind of plan for this game. I'm hoping, but we have to wait and see. It's going to be an exciting build-up. It's going to be an exciting day for all of us that are going out there, all the fans back home, the fans that are going to be watching it inside the stadium. It's going to be really exciting, and I just pray to God, I just pray to the higher power, whoever is out there, I pray to the universe that Spurs don't let us down again, because I don't think a lot of fans is going to be able to take the pain of losing another European final, the second one in the space of 6 years. To say that we got to 2 European finals in 6 years, you would never have believed that like 7 years ago. We're going to get to a Champions League or a Europa League final. I think everyone would have bitten your hand off for that. Look, we have to do the unthinkable and do the one thing that we haven't done in years, which is get over the line and actually go and pick it up and win it, because I want nothing more than to go to that parade that's going to happen soon after the trophy is lifted, and hopefully that's going to be the white of White Hart Lane, and we'll see. But looking forward to it. I think everyone is, and let's hope the boys can give us one final push and put their hearts and souls into that game and give these fans back something that we need and deserve as a fan base. Because I think on Wednesday, every fan has to unite behind the manager, behind the club, behind everyone, because that's the only way we're going to have a chance to get these fans up inside that stadium, and whoever's watching around the world to actually try and have this belief to go and win it, because that's what they need. But let's see. Take care, guys, and come on, you Spurs. Let's do it. In Andrew we trust for Wednesday.
Big up Danny Kiriakou, who has gone for another 1 goal difference. He's gone for 3-2 Spurs, much like Marlon. As I say, I don't care what the score is as long as it's a Tottenham victory. Danny is one of the lucky people who's gone to Bilbao But yeah, he's going for 3-2 win. Next up, we've got neither a Man United nor a Spurs fan. We've got Judge Mo from Footy Judge Mo. Let's see what he's got to say.
Manchester United versus Spurs, Europa League final on Wednesday. Massive game for both clubs. I think it hinders their chances of hitting the reset button if they don't win it. I genuinely believe that both clubs need that win. The 16th and the 17th team having a horrific season in the Premier League, but reached the cup final, deservedly so, both of them, to win a European major. The first time for Spurs in about like 40 years or something like this. They win a European trophy. For Manchester United, who just won the Europa League, I think 8 years ago. It will be massive for them. I'm expecting a very, very tough game from for both teams, but I am backing Spurs to win this game. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I think Spurs on the pitch, they look better than Manchester United. I think they have difference makers in the likes of Son, you know, in the likes of like Van de Ven and Romero, if they are fit, the likes of Solanke. I know that Kulusevski is out, but Brennan Johnson is having a good season for them. And Ange Postecoglou, I think he's a cup manager. I think he can win this cup for Spurs. In my opinion, listen, if Man United win this game, I wouldn't be surprised. But I will be leaning more towards Tottenham Hotspur to win that trophy this season and win Europa League. And it will set them up very, very well in the next season because they can attract players, because I think that accelerates the rebuilding of the team after this horrific season. I'm predicting a 3-2 win for Spurs. I think there will be a lot of goals in that game. Spurs have won 3 games out of 3 in the last 3 games against Manchester United. I don't expect this to be different. I think Spurs will win. And I know that a lot of Man United fans will not like this, but I'm really looking at this, and I think that Spurs will have the edge over Man United. And I think that the likes of Pedro Porro, the likes of Bissouma, the likes of Sarr, they need this win. Man United as well, they need the win. And I'm not saying that they don't, but I think as a name, Manchester United is still a big name that they can attract players. I know it will go to a lower tier if they, in terms of players, if they don't win it. But as I said, I'm expecting Spurs, and I'm backing Spurs. I want Spurs to win this. It's a good underdog story for them to win a European trophy after all these years, to win the first trophy in, if I'm not mistaken, 17 years since the cup they won in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. I'm backing Spurs to win this. I will be with Spurs. And I think it will be 3-2.
Big up to Judge Mo, who is backing Spurs to beat Manchester United on the night. Not really. It's a, like he said, very difficult game to call, but he just thinks that he sees more in Spurs than he does in Manchester United. Please be right, Mo. And yeah, it's quite nice that he said he'd like to see us break our trophy drought as well. So finally, we have Savva from Football Heritage TV. Let's see what he says.
So this is a video for Jim and Kate on the perfect match. Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United in Bilbao, Europa Cup final. What do I think? What are my predictions? Well, let's look at it like this. Before James Maddison got injured, I was very, very confident about Tottenham winning this final. I am now 50-50. By the way, I don't think that Man United are great, but I do think that Man United have got Bruno Fernandes, who scores goals, who assists, who links up play from back to front. My worry now about Spurs is, what do we do for creativity? And my big concern is that in the last 2 Premier League games, he's not tried anything. In the last 2 games, he has not tried anything. He's not tried to find a solution. He's put out the complete B team for 2 games in a row, where other clubs are in finals. They're putting out their best team, trying to find solutions, trying to build momentum and continuity. I'm not sure. I think this is going to be a really scrappy game. I think this is going to be a horrible game of football. I think it's going to be very close, very tight, may even go to penalties. And I think this is probably going to be won by a set piece from either team. Somebody like a Romero or Solanke for us from a corner. Someone like a Harry Maguire from a corner for them. Look, I think the difficulty we've got is we go into this game in no sort of form. Now, yes, people can say rest players, people can say it's a one-off game. Of course, all of those things can be applied. But when you're going into a game with no form, no real team structure, no dynamic, no shape, it's very difficult to turn around and go, I'm 100% confident. If we had a Maddison, I would feel more confident. He's the one that gets on the ball and he allows us to actually have some sort of transition from midfield and defence to attack. Now, I'm not sure what we're going to do. Is he going to go with Solanke and Richarlison? Is he going to play both of them, try and bypass the midfield, go into the big guys? Is he going to play Son and Johnson and just try and hit teams on the counter-attack? Which is actually where I think we're strongest. I don't actually think Ange's football is good. I think this notion that we play attacking is really, really not. I just don't think it's right. I don't think we do. I think we're best when we counter-attack teams. And that is what I think we will do against Man United. I expect them to have more of the ball than us, and I expect us to counter. What we are going to need is Johnson, Solanke, Son, whoever starts. They're going to have to be better with their finishing than they have been. And I'm not talking about 5-yard tap-ins. I'm talking about when we get those chances, these boys are going to need to bury it. Because what we've seen this year, Solanke doesn't take his chances. Sonny has been wasteful in front of goal. So we're going to have to take our chances. I don't want to see Odegaard. I don't want to see Tell. I think that they're two very poor players, very poor signings. 39 games between them this season, 1 assist. No assists come from Bentancur, from Basuma, from Sarr. Those 3 between them have got 2 assists in 4 competitions this season. So listen, this is going to be tough. I don't think Man U are good, by the way. This is not me saying they're good. I think this is going to be a horrible game from both teams. Can we squeeze through it? Yes. There's no reason we can't. But we're going to have to be organised. Don't leave spaces at the back. And for goodness sake, somebody please mark Bruno Fernandes. So Jim, Kate, here's hoping that Spurs can get the win in Bilbao for 2 reasons. 1, the fans. Surely we deserve something after the horrible, horrible season or 2 we've had under this manager. Secondly, we've got to be in Europe next year. We've got to. By hook or crook, we've got to be in Europe. We need the revenue. People will say I'm not an accountant, and I know I'm not, but we need the revenue to be able to buy players, attract players. So I'm going to go shamelessly with Spurs to win on penalties. I do think this is going to be a very tight game. Take care, everyone. See you later. And come on, you Spurs.
And there we have it, the final prediction from Savva saying Tottenham to win on penalties. I literally don't think I can cope. I don't think there's enough vodka in the world to get me through a Tottenham penalty shootout in a Europa League final. I really hope and pray it doesn't come to that. Obviously, if that's how it goes and we win on pens, yay, we've won. But I don't think I can cope with a penalty shootout. Look, I'm going for a 2-1. I fancy Spurs to go all out in the first half because Manchester United are historically slow starters this season. So I think Ange will go all out to get an early goal. I think we go in 2-0 at half-time. I think Man United come back into it between the 70th and 80th minute, put the fear of God in us, but we managed to play pragmatically and hold on. There is hopium in there. There is desperation in there. But whatever happens, look, we all need to put aside Angie in, Angie out, Enoch in, Enoch out, whatever we feel. It's all about coming together for tomorrow night and cheering the lads on. Let's hope, after the most torrid season, we can have something to cheer about at the end of it. Thank you to everyone who took part in the videos, and make sure you all subscribe to their channels. Keep everything crossed for tomorrow night. And as always, guys, come on, you Spurs.